So I'm put my glasses on. I'm driving. Was at a stoplight. So I don't know. I feel like this is where I do most of my clearest thinking. So here we go. So I am processing right now. Yesterday I realized that I just was not going to pass the math class for the second time. I went over in my head about the ifs, ands, and the buts and why I wasn't successful at passing it. But at the end of the day, I believe that I did not pass it. And so now I'm currently thinking about, what other major I would even do. My interest was engineering. And, maybe it's not for me. Because the math wasn't that complicated. But my life factors kind of took over everything. I had, experiencing the homelessness due to the mold in the house that I was living in. Me and the kids spent about 45 to 50 days at the shelter, and then they got us a discount apartment for the time being. And so we are starting to get settled in. And so I had to really think about all the things that I was going through at the time, that I was also trying to do school. Like, I really should have taken a break from school after spring semester when I failed. And I realized that my dad dying was hitting me harder than I thought it would. And, that's something that I have to really, focus on. I've been really consistent on just trying to keep going, just in survival mode, just no matter what, just keep moving forward. And yesterday it randomly just kind of hit me, like, all the things that I wanted in life. I'm not gonna say all of the things, but a good portion of the things that I wanted in life, it didn't happen the way I wanted to, which is normal, because that's how everyone is. Well, I can't say everyone, but most of the people around me, I know things don't happen exactly like how you want it to happen. Not all the time, but things are falling together at this point. And I realized that the life that I wanted, it feels like I'm mourning that life. The life with the person I wanted to have it with, the marriage, the kids, all of those things. None of that happened in the order in which I desired it to happen. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, I still have to just keep moving. And I cried yesterday because it's no one's fault but my own that I did not pass this class. Regardless on all the obstacles that I had this summer, there was no reason for me to fail any classes. But I did, and that's my responsibility for that. Today was also the kids' first day of school, and I dropped them off, and I am on my way to go pick up some furniture for the apartment. And even the apartment is just something. I didn't want to go back to an apartment. I wanted to rent a house. And there's income, and I am going to be starting a new job soon. But all those things happen in not the order in which I thought they would. I got the apartment and then the job. The only sadness that I have is that it didn't go my way. But I'm realizing that the more that I let go of what I want and let the universe provide, it's not so bad. really sad and frustrated most of the time when I'm trying to push against what is being presented to me. I'm not meant to be with this person, and I keep trying to force it. I'm not meant to do this thing, and I keep trying to force it. I can't dedicate my time and energy wholeheartedly to learning pre-calculus and college algebra. And it's okay to not get what you want, and it's okay to try to shoot for what you want. At least I shot for what I wanted, and now I have to choose something else. I'm still fairly upset about it, but at the same time, my biggest personality trait, or my biggest obstacle, I don't know what to call it, honestly. I'll say this. My whole life I've had to pivot. I've had to learn how to pivot aggressively. I've had to learn how to pivot quickly. I've just learned how to pivot in general. I used to feel like the level of obstacles that I had in my life surpassed anyone else's until I started talking to other people. Which I'm still not very much. I'm still not a outside kind of person. I used to be. I wanted to be, but I'm not. I'm more on the introverted side nowadays, and it could be just income. I'm not sure if I had more money, if I would go outside more often. I would probably experiment and try new things, take some classes, dance classes or something like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Being able to pivot is something that I want to teach my kids. Like, okay, you didn't get that grade, okay, next time. Okay, well, you didn't get that job, okay, well, next time. Next job. Just keep moving. Whatever you do, just don't sit down. The equivalent of when you come in the house and you know you got a whole lot of stuff to do. You got to put groceries away, you got to wash dishes, you got to do X, Y, Z. And as a mom, you know, as soon as you sit down, none of that shit is getting done. You're going to sit down and get comfortable and start scrolling. Or you're going to sit down, get comfortable, and pass the fuck out. Yeah. But the moment you sit down, you give yourself time. This is just for me personally. The moment I sit down, I give myself time to think and obsess and be anxious and kind of wallow in my sorrows, if you will. And so I've kind of designated some time, okay, I'm gonna cry about it today in this moment, but tomorrow I'm not gonna keep crying about the same thing. I'm gonna cry about something different. But I'm not gonna keep crying about it. I'm gonna have to start with the president say, putting boots on the ground. And so it's the next day. I've already thought about some different majors that I might find interesting and that are still workable and that I think that I can do. And I'm gonna try that. If that doesn't work out, I'm gonna try something different. The keynotes for myself is to keep trying and keep moving forward. The moment you slow down, depression will take you, along with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. I don't know why I keep saying that. Whoever's watching, I hope you have a good day. But I guess this is mainly a thing for me, because motherhood's kind of lonely, and so oftentimes I talk to myself about it. I have friends, but anyone who's a single mom, you kind of know she's just lonely, and I'd rather stay lonely than deal with someone out of loneliness, because it's more headache, more stress. So yeah, stay lonely until you figure it out. Yeah, that's it for now. I hope future me has a better check-in. I'm not gonna say it's not a bad check-in. Here I go ranting again. You know, a lot of good things have happened, and life has to stay balanced. It has to have a certain level of equilibrium. And so I've been shocked with how things have been like working out, from being homeless to having an apartment and this and that and this and that. And with all the good things happen, in my mind, there has to be some not so great things to come in and balance things out. Like me failing the class will ultimately lead to me losing my scholarship, will ultimately lead to me having to switch majors. But it's not the end of the world. It's the end of a time period. And something new and something more grand could possibly be evolving. And I have to open my heart and my mind to it. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye.